Good day to you. My name is Maria Kądzielska and this is Poland Daily Culture. And we are right now on the edge between Polish and Ukrainian culture because we will talk about what's going on the front. With us on Skype is Tomasz Krzywaczewski, Polish journalist, but also a documentary filmmaker. Tomek, thank you very much for calling us.
Thank you very much for the invitation and hosting me here.
And recently you had a premiere of a documentary movie which you did along with Mariusz Pilis about Ukraine. Tell us how the shooting looked like and what kind of approach did you choose to tell all of those stories?
The main aim of the movie is and the main plot is to show the Russian atrocities committed against Ukrainian nations, namely Russian war crimes, very different aspects. Because first of all, I would like to say that world community well known about the massacre in Bucha, in Irpin, and also in Mariupol. Of course, remembering the victims of these atrocities, I think this is also important to say that such a war crimes have been committed in hundreds and thousands of other Ukrainian villages and towns. And that is why we traveled from Kiev across the Chernihiv, that is in the north from Ukrainian capital, and then going south to Zaporizhzhia and Mykolaiv. So actually, we did around 2,000 kilometers all around Ukraine, trying to document the different cases of Russian war crimes, including shelling and airstrikes against civilian population, like totally destroying villages, the cases of kidnapping civilian population, occupied territories, forced deportations of civilian population, also documenting the ongoing trauma that affected children who are in the war zones. So I think this was like something that was for us extremely important to show that this war is waged against civilian population, that the civilian population is the main aim for Russian invaders, and as I said, in very different aspects. And what is the most horrifying, that we still don't know the scale of these atrocities committed on the territories that are under occupation. We talked to the people who managed to flee from occupied territories in southern Ukraine, close to the town of Melitopol, and also from Mariupol and from Kharkiv. The people who fled from there told us about the cases of rapes, tortures, and also killings of civilian population. But the real scale of these atrocities is going to be revealed only after the liberation of these territories. However, as I said, we are trying to show that this tragedy of Ukrainian nation is still going on almost all around Ukraine. So like Bucha and Irpin and Mariupol are some kind of symbols of these atrocities, but still we need to document and remember about thousands of nameless victims all around Ukraine. And the one case that was, in my humble opinion, was the most moving one is the case of Mykola Koliczenko, the man from the small village in the Chernihivska Oblast, next to the Belarusian border. And he, together with his two brothers, was kidnapped by Russian forces. They were held in a torture chamber for 3 days. They were beaten, they were tortured, and finally they were killed. Actually, Mykola Koliczenko survived his own death because they were brought by Russian soldiers to the killing fields. He and his two brothers were shot in head by Russian soldiers and threw to the shallow grave. And Mykola was extremely, unbelievably lucky that the bullet hit his mouth and go like from here and go out close to his ear. And he survived. He was lying in this shallow grave. He was digged by the soldiers, and he was lying next to two of his brothers who were killed. And after hours, when he realized that the soldiers were gone, he managed to walk out from this grave and escape. So he is the man from the death pit from a killing fields who survived his death. This is the story almost like from the famous movie or Killing Fields about the genocide in Cambodia. And something like that happened in the year 2022 in the center of Europe.
Well, it sounds all absolutely horrible, and those are just only names and we don't see it. Well, huge congratulations to you that you managed to gather all of those stories and put in documentary. And of course, to you, the viewers of Poland Daily, we strongly invite you to watch this documentary movie, and you will have a link to it under this video and everything which you need to find it. And of course, we very much encourage you to also spread the stories and tell the truth around the world, because that's extremely important that we know, we realize, and we name what the Russian soldiers did to the Ukrainian people. And again, thank you very much for watching our show.